This is the new Segway Max G3 Plus. I'm going to unbox it, assemble it, take it out for a spin, see how well it does. I do have the Max G3. I'll also make a separate video comparing it to the Max G3 in case you guys are interested. We got a thank you card. We got the user manuals. We got the charging cable. We got some Allen wrenches, tire pump extender, screws for the handlebar, and the license plate holder with 2 screws. We have Segway 11-inch self-sealing tires, dual hydraulic suspension, smart TFT display, 22 miles of range at max speed, which we'll do a separate video on a range test, maximum climbing slope of 30% at 165 pounds, and a top speed of 28 miles an hour. It also comes with a 2200 watts of peak power, which is 200 watts greater than the Max G3. The update adds rear turn signals, optimized reflectors, and redesigned brake levers. And they have this new system called the Intelligent Combined Braking System, ICBS, which pairs regen and disc braking to cut down mechanical wear and just give you an overall better braking experience. Folding's pretty straightforward. You pull this up, you pull this down, and then you lower this, and this is the part that attaches. So once that goes in there, you're good to go, and then there it is. So it's not the lightest scooter in the world, but it's still decently portable. Come back up. Snap it in place. We got some nice size tires, 11 inches, self-sealing tires as well. We got the tail light, we got the signal lights right here for the amber color. We got the disc brakes, we got dual hydraulic suspension front and back, which is really nice. We got a very nice deck. This is the part where it clips in when you're folding it. This is the charge port if you get the AC to DC charger. This is the charge port for the plug that it comes in, because it also has a built-in AC to DC converter. This is if you're going to the grocery store, if you just want to hang a bag on this, which is really convenient. Maximum 5 kilograms. This is for the folding mechanism right there. We got the controls. We have the folding mechanism right here. Again, dual suspension. So we have the suspension in the front. Disc brakes in the front as well. I mean, this thing is just really nice. And I should mention that the headlight is movable. For the controls, you tap the power button and it goes on after a few seconds. So we have our rear disc brake, we have our front disc brake, we have our bell right here. You do have the daytime running lights, which are pretty much always on, and then you can also turn on the headlights as well as leave it on the auto headlight on, which will turn on when it detects it's dark enough. Once it's on, you could turn on the headlights and then turn it off, or you could put it on auto mode. And then we have our signal indicators right here, super bright even during the daylight. And then we have our different modes. So we have drive, we have sport, we have walk, so 4 different modes. And in the app you can customize these modes as well. This is a custom button which turns on both flashers. There's a few other options in there. And then we have our throttle. You can either twist it or you could use your thumb. For the app, you could slide to power it on, so you could control it with the app via Bluetooth. Then we go into settings, and then you could set a code lock where you would need to press a sequence of buttons for it to turn on, or you could do air lock with an iPhone. Abnormality alert, this is basically it starts beeping noises when it's locked if someone's trying to move it. Auto power off set to 5 minutes right now. Traction control, hill start assist, shortcut function definitions if you guys want to see that on the app on the first screen. Speed modes, which ones you want enabled or not. Customize speed modes. This is the important one where by default sport mode is disabled, so you do need to go in here and enable it if you want to use it. Obviously, you could set the top speed limit. You could do a max speed for acceleration or energy saving, and you can enable the boost function. And then kinetic energy, this is basically the regen brakes, which is disabled by default, but I put it on standard. And then we just have a few other just random options. So sound effects, this is the custom button where if you press this, it's the flashers, or you can actually just change it to energy recovery levels or custom sound effects, and you could basically just change those. And then light effects, if you want to put it on flash when braking or brighter when braking, and just a few other enable disables there. Scheduled charging if you want to do that. Charging limit. So for the range test, I'm going to leave it at 100, but most of my other Segway scooters is actually set to 80 for longevity, basically. Okay, so power off after folding, dashboard settings, if you want to look at this, trip odometer, vehicle's Bluetooth and everything like that. And then you can do imperial or metric, device info, and sleep mode. All right, so going 28 miles an hour, this is the top speed of the Max G3 Plus. We're going to hit this hill. The infamous hill that makes most scooters slow down. In fact, I think all scooters slow down, and some of the budget ones actually can't even make it up this hill, but this one's doing fairly well, actually, very well. So still going 21 miles an hour, having no issues going up this hill. Down to 20. Very good. Yeah, it did this one, no issues. No issues. Down to 19 at the lowest speed, but it's flying across this hill. We started off at around 22 miles an hour. Again, this is another hill that a lot of scooters suffer, but this one's actually doing fairly well. Still going 20. Yeah. Did this, no issues. No issues. I think the extra 200 watts is pretty good. I will be comparing this to the normal Max G3, and I'll probably add either the ZT3 Pro, the F3, or the E3 Pro. I gotta figure that out, but I definitely want to compare this to the Max G3, just so we could do a one-to-one difference to see the differences. So definitely subscribe if you guys haven't already. That's going to be an interesting review, even for me. I want to test it out. We'll do some uphills, downhills, acceleration tests, top speed, things of that nature. All right, yeah, so going 27 miles an hour on this downhill without me touching the throttle. All right, first impressions. Suspension feels nice and smooth. I can feel it. The scooter feels very stable at 28 miles an hour. It easily gets to 28 miles an hour, which is really good because it does get to their advertised speeds. And the brakes are nice and linear. I did put some sunscreen on. It is a pretty bright day today. All right, looks like we got to 29, 30. Love the brakes, very smooth. We're gonna cross the street and start with an acceleration test. All right, so we're gonna enable boost mode. The way you do that is you hold the brakes and you hold this throttle button, wait a few seconds, ready to go. All right, so 3, 2, 1, let's go. Almost, it kind of like jumped up a little bit. All right, 24 miles an hour, 26, 27, and 28. And this is a slight uphill. 3, 2, 1, let's go. That initial jump, it kind of pushes you back. You got to be careful with that initial jump. Almost wants to do a wheelie. Okay, and 28. Some scooters, like, they have amazing brakes, but you have to be a little careful because some of them are not linear. So I mean, once you get used to it, it's fine, but sometimes it's like not stopping, and then it just goes to crazy stopping force. And I like the linear ones better. Like this one, I could control it. It's much more easily controllable. All right, we're gonna try a little bit of off-road. Yeah, it's not like it has no issues going on it, except the tires aren't really designed for it. So it's not like the ZT3 Pro is just clearly better for off-roading. This one it's okay for off-roading, like it'll do it if it needs to, but the tires aren't really like kind of beefy like the ZT3 Pro in terms of for off-road. Oh, super smooth, super smooth. So another cool feature is if you use the Segway app, you can actually set a direction, destination I should say, and it'll also show up on the screen as well. So it's another added benefit to getting this scooter. So it's telling me where to go, and yeah, so now we're gonna, it says to make a left on Reno, shows me my speed, how much distance. So it's actually kind of cool as well. So if I don't want to have my phone mounted on the handlebar, I don't need to, because it's a gorgeous screen. And not every scooter has a gorgeous screen. All right, 30 miles an hour on this downhill, but see, it says over speed limit, reduce speed. Okay, so above 30, it's gonna tell you to reduce speed, and it's only gonna happen on a downhill. But yeah, definitely want to be careful out there. All right, let's do the bumps. Now it's at 16 miles an hour, totally fine. This one's gonna be at 25. Oh, it almost kind of jumped on that. That is a little bit fast. All right, let's try 28. Even 28 was good. Suspension's really good. And it doesn't make noise either, which I really love. There's no creaks or noises or anything like that. We're at the monster hill. Let's see what this thing can do. And we're gonna stop. We're gonna start from a stop, essentially, because I know it's gonna climb this if I come with speed. So this is a true test, and it's not in boost mode. I'm probably gonna have to zigzag a bit, but let's see if it'll actually make it. It's doing very well. So I started at 44% battery without boost mode, and it made it up this hill. I usually don't bring scooters over here. I only bring like the super powerful ones. And yeah, because the budget scooters aren't gonna, they can't do this hill because it's a crazy hill. It's but I had a feeling this one was gonna do it. And the other thing is that I do this from a stop. If I'm going at it with speed, it's much easier. But with a stop, it's much more difficult. And again, I didn't even use boost mode. And again, I wasn't at 100% or 90% or 80%. I started at 44%, and it still took me up this hill. I mean, this is a super hill, guys. This is legit. This is legit a super hill from a stop. So this is the truest test. I'm not the lightest guy in the world as well. And see, these brakes give me a lot of confidence. Yeah, so in a nutshell, this is a premium scooter. It's gorgeous to look at. It has a really nice screen. If you want nav, you can use it. And has a top speed of 28 miles an hour. It has no issues getting to 28 miles an hour. Brakes are really nice, very linear feel. And yeah, I'm genuinely impressed with the scooter. If you guys enjoyed this video, smash the subscribe button. Catch you guys in the next one. And don't forget, I will be comparing this to the Max G3 and either a combination of the ZT3 Pro, the F3, and or the E3 Pro. Let me know what you guys want in the comment sections below. Which scooters do you want me to compare it to?